G'day guys, it's Mitch Lees from Australian Dirt Bike Magazine. We are out here today testing the YCF 50A. Now we also have the YCF 50E, which is the electric version, but my son much prefers the petrol because they make a lot of noise and that's what he likes. So we're out here doing their little 50. This is perfect for my son, he's 5, his name's Jaxon. You probably know him from all the other stuff he's tested. It's an air-cooled 4-stroke little 50cc engine, it's excellent. Unlike some of the other 50cc Japanese motorcycles, this doesn't have gears. It is a single speed and it also doesn't have a clutch. One of the things that we've really liked about this is it's quite robust. Jax, as you can see, has ridden the absolute wheels off it. It does a lot of time in the mud and does a lot of time riding around on pretty rough paddocks. We use it on the farm. It's not a competition motorcycle, so you're not going to be racing this at your local track. It's more for trail or for recreational purposes, but it's been incredibly robust. We've been blown away at how reliable this YCF is. We can rest assure you we've had this now for coming up to 9 months and we've had absolutely no problem except for a fouled spark plug. We just noticed that sometimes the spark plug, it can get a little bit of water in it, which means when we go to start the button, it just struggles to fire. The other thing that we've really liked about this bike is it is an electric start, and the electric start is incredibly reliable. For a whole 9 months, we've never had it fail on us. It's never run out of battery, and there have been moments where the bike has been full of water and struggled to start, and it just keeps turning over and turning over. So the electric start for Jax is excellent. The other thing we've liked is the suspension is actually really well balanced. It's got a fork that doesn't have any adjustment, but this is a $1,900 bike, so you can't expect super high-end suspension. And the shock is actually really well matched to the fork. Jax has never had any moments where it bucks him like some of the smaller twin shock 50cc motorcycles that you can get from other brands that can be quite dangerous because they don't have any travel. This has quite a lot of suspension travel. We've also noticed it also has quite a lot of ground clearance. So Jax has never really been hung up on anything, but he can still get his feet as a 5.5-year-old on the ground quite easily. The motor itself, so it's without any gears, it does have an automatic clutch. Now to get the bike to go, you kind of got to rev the bike really hard and it'll take off like a Pee-wee 50. Everyone's pretty familiar with those bikes. So it just took Jax a little bit of getting used to that he couldn't be on and off the throttle going up steep hills because sometimes it just needed a little bit more momentum to get up.
So Jax, we're going to show them what we mean about the clutch. Obviously, like a lot of these kind of bikes, these little 50s, they don't run gearboxes and clutches. They have an automatic clutch, which is awesome for people like Jaxie who are 5 years old and still haven't worked out the clutch yet. And so going up a hill, sometimes it takes a fair bit of throttle for it to start winding up and building power. So let's show them, Jax. I want you to fly up this rocky hill and let's see how the clutch and motor work together. Go for it.
I have really liked the motor because he doesn't have to think about gears, and I've clocked him doing nearly 50 kilometers an hour on this bike on a flat piece of ground, and it's been hooting along no problem and hasn't really lost any speed going up hills once you've built that speed up already. So we found the motor is pretty solid. It's also air cooled, so we don't have to worry so much about the bike overheating if he was to drop it or if he was to break a radiator. And we also like that it's got lots of protective gear on it. So it's got a protector over the chain at the back here, and it's got like a little skid plate underneath. So we just know Jax isn't going to get any fingers or toes caught in the back of the chain, and we're not going to damage part of the bike with the skid plate. One of the things that is a high-end component on this bike that's significantly less than its Japanese counterparts is the disc brakes. It's disc brake front and rear, and my son at 5.5 years old has no problem pulling on the brakes and getting it to stop. We've also found that the seat is nice and comfortable. Jax rides this thing all day and it's soft and it's plush and it suits him really well. So we've liked the seat. It's also not too tall. Despite being quite high off the ground, the seat height is acceptable for a 5.5-year-old. Jackson's about 120, 125 centimeters tall, so it works. There are 50s out there you can get with a lower seat height that might suit smaller kids better, but we've found this one's okay. In terms of handling, it handles really well. Jax can turn around on a really tight turning circle, or he can ride this bike really fast and go around corners without it getting wobbly or bucking him or anything else. So we've actually found that the handling is good. He can hit logs and rocks and everything, and it doesn't kind of send him skew-if and into something that might cause him to crash. So we've been really impressed with how this bike handles too. So that's our update with the YCF 50A. It's been an excellent bike for the 9 months we've had it. We've been blown away by the reliability. Like I said, it's not a brand that maybe everyone is familiar with from 40, 50 years ago, but we found that the only thing that we've had an issue with is the spark plug cap getting some water in it, which meant it struggled to start a couple of times, but we just popped the plug off. It's right here, so it's easy to get to. Blow it out, put it back on, and it fires to life straight away. The electric start hasn't failed in 9 months, the motor hasn't failed in 9 months, the suspension hasn't failed in 9 months. It's just like a high-end Japanese bike in terms of reliability, and in terms of performance, it performs exactly like you'd expect an air-cooled 50cc 4-stroke. So that's the YCF 50A, guys. We'll update you again in another 3 or 4 months once we've spent an entire year with it.